What we have right now is a MediaCom, and this one is a Bluetooth amplifier. Yes, and it has two speakers. Actually, the problem of this speaker, it, it is not powering on. So what I did first, I just charged the battery. Now it is showing. Sorry. Now it is showing a green light, meaning the battery is already full charge. I'm gonna remove the. I am going to power on. Let me double check. So it is not turning on. Not turning on. I'm gonna remove the power supply, and here I am going to remove the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, and I am going to use star screw, and the gear of this star screw is 6 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the number size of the screw is S2T15. S2T15. Okay, let's go back to the main unit. I am going to show it here how I troubleshoot this. 6 screws are already detached, and here, okay, so as you can see, it has a simple circuit boards inside the top cover, and this is the main board. And I saw some corrosions. Especially here. Possible this is damaged by water. I am going to clean it first, and we'll see what will happen. Okay, let us continue after the cleaning. This is the condition now of the circuit board, where the one of the regulator here is already gone, and actually we cannot provide this part. Sorry. As you can see, some of the pins are already disconnected or lost because of the corrosion. So now I am going to analyze the circuit. Like for example, here there is a capacitor, electrolytic capacitor, and the value of the capacitor is 16 volts 100 UF. So meaning the supply here is this is the B plus, and this is the negative. So we are going to measure the supply here if we can get the supply. Our capacitor is 16 volts, so probably we can get here at least 12 volts or 10 volts or 5 volts. And here, as you can see, it has inductor coil, and probably this inductor coil is, the volts is, for example, 3.3 or 5 volts, because the capacitor, the value of this capacitor, I don't know if you can see it here, we have 10 volts and 470 microfarad. So maybe the supply of running on this side is 3 volts or 3.2 volts, 3.3 or 5 volts, not more than 5 volts. And here is maybe 5 volts or 12 volts or 15 volts. But 15 volts is not ideal because the capacitor is 16 volts, so we do not have more room for this capacitor if we get 15 volts, so maybe 12 volts. Anyway, we are going to confirm, and before that I'd like to analyze the circuit. What is the the flow of the supply? So as I mentioned, this is the ground and this is the positive. So the positive goes here at the middle of the IC. So I assume that this is the input and this is the output. And here I don't know what is the function of this, and here is floating, and here is floating because nothing parts here, it's blank. So what I am going to do, I am going to use my stabilizer. This is my stabilizer I'm going to use, and we'll see if we can turn it on the power by using the stabilizer. And actually, our battery, I already checked also the panel, the switches I already fixed, I already cleaned it. And let me double check the battery. I'm gonna set it to DCB volts, and our battery is, we can get here 8.17 volts, so meaning our battery is good. Now I am going to install it here, and then I'm gonna measure the volts. Okay, so battery is already installed. Let me focus it so it will not get blurred. Okay, I need alligator clip. I'm gonna clip it on the ground on my test probe, and another connection is on the ground. Now I have positive. Let us confirm if I can get here supply. So yes, we have still 8.17 volts. Now I am going to point it here. This is the ground, so nothing, and this is the positive, and here we can get okay, it's dropping small volts. When I turn it on, supposed to be we can get, volts. Okay, this is the power button over here, power button, and then I'm gonna pointing on this side, and then I'm gonna turn on. Okay, so we can get here the same volts if I turn it on. If I release the power button, the volts drops. I'm gonna turn it on again and release, so it's repeatedly it's going down. If I hold the power, I can get here 8.17 volts, the same on our battery. So I'm gonna release the power button, and let's move here, which I already mentioned that this is the output, or maybe 3.3 volts or 5 volts. Let's see, on. So here we cannot get any supply just because the regulator here is gone. Now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna use my stabilizer. I'm gonna set it first to lowest volts. Okay, I'm gonna put it 2, and I'm gonna raise the ampere. At least we have 1.5 ampere. Let's start for 3 volts. Okay, 3 volts, and I am going to inject the supply on that side. So this clip, I'm going to attach it to the ground. This is the ground. Okay, and let me double check if we can get here 3 volts. Double check. Sorry. Okay, it's confirmed that we have 3 volts here. Now I am going to inject this supply. Let me find first. I found it here. So I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna put the positive line. Okay, and we can still get 3 volts. I'm gonna inject supply on this side. Here is so the supply is not dropping. For 3.3, for 3 volts, we can get the small wattage. You see this, it's only 0.1 watts. So I'm gonna turn it on the power, and we'll see what will happen. Turn it on. Okay, so nothing happened. Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this to 3.3. Sorry, 3.3. Okay, 3.3. Let's inject again the bolts and turn it on. Okay, let's wait.
Bluetooth
Oh my
mode.
god. Yes, you heard that, guys. In 3.3, our device is turned on. But the thing is, there is no display. The display is blinking over here. Can you see the lights? I'm gonna remove again. Let's inject and on. Okay, so the lights on here. As you can see, the lights on. But the thing is, I think the supply is not enough. 3.3. I'm gonna make it maybe 5 volts for sure. Maybe this is 5 volts. We'll see. I'm gonna inject again. Supply here on this side, and let us turn on the power on. So we got the better lights now than before, and I can see here there's a light.
Bluetooth mode.
Yes, maybe this is the 5 volt supply on this line, and we have to confirm that I need to connect it to the Bluetooth if it will gonna work. But I'm gonna turn off the power. Turn off. Yes, turn off. Anyway, let me check the audio first, and then we'll see. I'm gonna inject again. Okay, and on.
Bluetooth mode.
Okay. Refresh. We can see the Bluetooth over here. I'm gonna connect. Pair.
Bluetooth connected.
Yes, so it's already connected. Let's play the music. I'm gonna play music right now. Play. Volume up. Okay. Yes. Wow. You heard that, guys? I'm gonna raise up the volume. Yes. Wow. I'm gonna remove this. Oh, the power is turned off. I'm gonna reconnect it again and turn on the power. Okay.
Bluetooth mode.
And then
Bluetooth connected.
yes, connected again. Play. Yeah. Volume up. Okay, guys. Since that we already confirmed that the supply of that line is 5 volts, now I'm going to install a regulator on that side. Since we do not have the original parts, I'm going to modify it, and I'm gonna show it here how. What only we need is a 5 volts regulator. This is the 5 volts regulator. Looks like 7805A. This is a positive 5 volts regulator, and I'm going to use this. Before you install the regulator, you have to remove the battery first. And then I'm going to install this at the back side. Maybe here there is a screw. Okay, guys, this is a regulator now. I already installed, and the input is here. The ground is at the middle, and the output is on the pin number 3. Pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 3. So this pin, I'm going to rewire the connection to the output over here, which is we already measured before, 12 volts. I'm gonna install the capacitor first. Capacitor is already soldered, and we'll see which side is the positive. And then okay, so the positive line is this side. This side, positive is here. This is the input line. Next, I'm gonna install the ground. As you can see here, there's a ground marking. Here, there's also ground marking. Ground. And here it has ground also. This one, ground, and this ground is connected here, over here, here, and here. So I'm gonna solder it over here. Okay, ground is already soldered, and next, the connection of this wire is on the middle, because pin number 2 of this regulator is the ground. I'm gonna solder it here. This remedy only, guys, no? So because if you do not have a replacement part, the only thing that you can do is to modify the circuit. And the last one, we are going to connect the, positive supply of the 5 volts, and we'll see if it will work perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna solder it to positive output, and then this wire must be connected on the line. We got a good solder. Right, so now let us double check. We already connected the positive input, ground, and the output. Okay, let us check. I'm gonna using my digital tester. Install the battery. Okay, and ground. I need regulator clip. Regulator clip is here. I'm gonna attach it to the ground. Then I'm gonna point the positive test probe on this line. We must have 5 volts here. Now I'm gonna turn on the power. Or on. Yes. And we got 5 volts.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
So Bluetooth connected. Let us play the music. Music is playing. I'm gonna raise up the volume. Volume up. And here. Yes. Wow. And we got the display here. We already cleaned also this. Before, there's a lot of corrosion over here. As you can see, there's a marking still have here. I'm gonna clean it. Okay guys, I'm going to recap what we did on this amplifier. We just cleaned the board and removed the original IC here, the regulator, and we installed the regulator 5 volts over here and do the rewiring. And I cleaned up this part and I already installed it back, and also the mainboard is already secured. And then I already connected everything, and let us double check. I'm gonna turn on the power. Sorry, to turn it on, hold it down. Okay, and we got here hi-fi display.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Yes, Bluetooth is already connected, and now I'm going to push the button play, and now the song's playing. I'm gonna raise up the volume, down, up, and at the same time we got the lights here. See that? Lights, and the switch is working. Pause, yes, play, and power off. Power off. Okay, power off. Power is off. And let me turn on again. Sorry, hold. So turn it on, hold. Okay.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Wow. Perfect. Okay guys, job is done. Hope you learned something on this video, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless us.